My Cabin in Caroline, classic Flatt and Scruggs song. We're going to break it down, the right hand rolls. In the second video, we'll show you some left hand techniques, certain phrases that are unique perhaps to this song. And then the third video, we'll put it all together and we'll have the entire break. This break is the down the neck break. It's the first break found in all three books that I have. The Earl Scruggs and the 5-string banjo from the 60s, the one in 2005, and this book that I'm looking at right now, the Earl Scruggs banjo book, which just recently came out. What we do in this video is just leave out the left hand so that your right hand can get used to playing the rolls that are found in this song. We're going to start with the roll in measure 7. The 7th measure of the song is a D7th chord. The right hand that corresponds to that is going to be 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 2. The tricky part is that you hit the 3rd string 4 times in this measure. But you hit it first with your thumb, then with your index, then with your index, and finally with your thumb again. Let's take a look at it here. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Try it again. 2, 3, 4. A little faster. 2, 3, 4. You finish off with a 3rd string, 2nd string, and you start the 8th measure with the 1st string. So it's kind of a part of a forward roll to end the 7th measure, and you finish that forward roll in the 8th measure. The 8th measure is 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 4, 1. Sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. You want to practice these till they're automatic. So the 7th measure's this, and the 8th measure's this. Put 7 and 8 together and you get this. 2, 3, 4. And we'll tackle the left hand in the next video, but just so you can hear it, if you put a D7th chord to this, you'll have the 2 measures. So you can hear what it really sounds like when you put the chord on it. The next measure I want to talk about is the 14th measure. You're going to have 3, 1, 4, 3. Then you're going to have a little pause in there, and you're going to play the 3rd string again, followed by the 4th string, followed by the 1st string. So it sounds like this with the proper rhythm to it. 2, 3, 4. It's very important to get this rhythm because in that space you're going to be doing a hammer pull, which is a difficult left hand move. Let's play it again. 2, 3, 4. A little faster. 2, 3, 4. This one is one that can be looped because you're finishing with your middle finger and you're starting with your thumb. So anytime there's a measure that starts with a different finger than it ends with, it's probably good for looping, and that means just playing it over and over again till your fingers have it down without even thinking about it. 2, 3, 4. Measure 15. It's not too difficult rhythmically, but when you put the left hand to it, it can be challenging. It's just going to be this. 2 8th notes, and remember we're counting in 2/4 time, even though I count in 1, 2, 3, 4. each measure technically is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. In this case, it's 1 and with your thumb, and then you're going to hit the third string again twice. Now, this is interesting because in this book, it has a thumb and a thumb for those eighth notes, which is fine. But then it has 2 index finger notes that are 16th notes. So that's going to sound like this. I'm sure the people that did their homework on this researched that. If I look in the other book, though, the revised edition, it has thumb, thumb, thumb index, okay, for that third and fourth note. And I like that better because, as we'll see in a second, I'll go ahead and preview the left hand without really explaining what it is. You'll see that works better for me. Thumb index, that's not a bad exercise just to practice by itself. Take the third string right in the middle and just go thumb, index, thumb, index. Trying to get it as smooth and clean and equal volume with each of those fingers as possible. With the left hand, this becomes this. The final measure I want to look at today is the 16th measure. Another kind of tricky one. You've got 2 thumbs, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 1. Which isn't too bad by itself, but we'll find out in the next video that the left hand that goes with this makes it a little bit more challenging. Here we go. Measure 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. And since it ends with the middle finger on the first string and starts with the thumb on the third string, we can loop that one. Sometimes when I'm playing these licks, I like to play the first note of the measure that follows them, especially in this case because this is a classic G ending riff or lick, which means that you're probably going to end up with the thumb or index finger playing the third string because that's your G note, right? So in this case, measure 16, you're going to go and land on that third string again. So it's not a bad idea to practice that when you're doing this. We looked at 14, 15, 16. Let's try all 3 of those linked together. Just the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it again. 2, 3, 4. Next video we're going to tackle the left hand fretting techniques for all of these measures that we just went over, and then in the third and final video we'll go through the whole song and put it all together. Hope to see you then.